Hi, I'm Lise Colucci, and I'm a life coaches at queenbeing.com, where we help you to discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. Just a warning, I've got people in my house, and the dogs may go nuts. So, this is one of those things. Yeah, there we go. Hang on. Okay, maybe we can do this today. We're going to try. Yeah, I'll come back and redo this one. So, hi, everybody. If you are someone needing help with narcissistic abuse recovery or understanding about narcissistic abuse itself, head over to queenbeing.com. Lots of info over there. Make sure you check out the peer support group in the Spanily and get yourself involved with us. If you need the help and you need the support, we're right there. If you need coaching or group coaching information, check out the main description. There's info on that as well. Let's see. If you would like texting notifications of my going live, text me at 33222. Put the word Lise Live, LISELIVE. Hit send, and that's one word. Hit send, and I will text you about 10 minutes prior to being live. And last thing, if you've not hit subscribe, do so. Hit the thumbs up. Let's get started. We're going to make it quick today, I think. We're going to be talking about finding confidence, self-confidence. What would I say here? Trusting yourself, finding confidence and trusting yourself after narcissistic abuse. All right, so we're just going to jump right in. You have a fever and a flu, Shastina. I hope you feel better. Post-it day. What does that mean? Post-it day. Post-it day. I don't understand, but okay. Hi, Jeepin. Hi, Jeannie and Shastina. Hello, everyone. So, okay, finding confidence. Hi, Jana. Are you someone who is having trouble finding confidence in your life, in yourself after narcissistic abuse? Because if so, it is totally normal and totally part of the way it is, and you are not alone. Okay, this is part of the deal, and we're going to talk about why. Why does that happen? Hi, Crystal. The dogs have confidence. Okay, sorry. I've got people working here, and I waited till and see, I'd put them up there, but the guys are up there and they're going like in and out of the house. Okay, that's all right. This is just life. This is how it rolls around here. Everybody's saying hi, pups. Okay, so why does this happen? So when you're in a relationship with a narcissistic person, narcissists will do things. I'm going to hold my notes real close. Hold my notes close and make this happen. All right. They do things like they build you up and then they pull the rug out from under you, right? They build you up and they knock you down. They tear you down, really. They do things like project issues onto you that are not yours, that make you question your decisions, your feelings, your thoughts. They gaslight you and make you disbelieve what you're actually feeling or be confused about what you're feeling and think you're supposed to be feeling something else. They make you feel wrong. They make you feel shame. They basically take your self-worth and destroy it, right? And it's so weird to think that someone can do that to another person, but it happens. And this is how it is when you're with a toxic, narcissistic person. They compare you to other people, which puts you in the position of feeling like you need to be perfect or you're not meeting up to the standards of somebody else. They passively aggressively throw others in your face by whether it be other men or women, depending what their preference is, or whether it be friends or whatever it is. They're constantly it's always a competition and always a comparison when you're around a narcissistic person. So your confidence starts to fail because when you feel good about yourself, right, they knock you down. And when you're not feeling so good about yourself, they like to throw things in your face that make you feel worse. All right. They outright tell you things like you're bad, you're wrong, you're stupid, you're not enough, so on, Narcissists will fill your head with limiting thoughts, limiting beliefs about yourself that then become your own belief. They'll fill your head with uncertainty. Ruby, hey Ruby, if you want to, Ruby, come here, girl. I know she's trying so hard to do her job. Really are people going in and out of the house with big boots on, stomping. All right. Okay. So anyway, they'll fill your head with all kinds of thoughts, and those thoughts that they fill your head with become your beliefs over time. They program you to believe this about yourself and to not have confidence. Anybody who wants to start talking here, feel free. If you have any questions or anything going on with you, you can also say it in the chat and I'll get to it. Right now, I just want to talk about, so we know why that happens, right? Most of us have experienced some form of this within the toxic relationship where your confidence is knocked down so far that people can't even like order their own meals, or they can't make friends or have conversations, or they feel like everyone's judging them, or they feel like they can't get a job. It may affect your getting a job or doing an interview, or it may affect your new relationships that you have. You may feel like you're better, like you're healed, and then you try to enter something really scary like dating, and your confidence is enter the dating world and watch your confidence sink because it's a weird place, right? So yeah, it's not something that it's everywhere. It's self-confidence and all of that. It affects everything. So what are some ideas and some tips on how to restore, regain, or even improve self-confidence from where it was before the narcissist? Improve would be better. We could all use a little, right? So let's talk about it. And anybody who has anything they want to add, please do, or any questions or anything going on that is unrelated, you are welcome to ask as long as it is related to narcissistic abuse. I can help you. Okay. So number one, realize that we talked about this the other day about perfectionism and how nobody's perfect and all of that. Being okay with the mistakes that you make. How can you be okay with the hi Mo Cowboy? How can people be okay with the mistakes they make? Well, one thing is to realize that every mistake that's made is actually a lesson that can be learned, that you can grow and evolve from. If you didn't have mistakes, there wouldn't be innovation, and there wouldn't be creative expression, and there wouldn't be any puzzling or wonder or curiosity in life, because everything would be known. So if you adapt your thinking or change your thinking to being more toward that the mistakes that you make help you grow, that you can learn from them instead of feeling the shame and self-criticism, that is one thing that can help. All right, another thing is making lists of what you do well. So if you're trying to gain confidence, think about the things you already do well. I don't even care if it's a teeny tiny thing like you can brush your teeth well. It doesn't matter. Make a list of the things in your life you do on a regular basis, regularly, responsibly, well, to a high standard, not perfect, but to a standard that makes you feel satisfied and pleased. Things that make you feel confident. Anything, teeny tiny things. Make a list of them so that you can see the things about yourself. Basically, when we're in this state, we're not seeing ourselves. What we're seeing is the story we've been told about ourselves from the abuse. We're not seeing the true self. So make a list so you can start to see parts of yourself. Okay. When trusted, not toxic, but trusted friends, families, even could be a teacher, a boss, a coach, a therapist, whatever. When somebody in your life who you are trusting to on a certain level says something nice to you, a compliment or a comment about something you've done that was great, whatever, something that they see in you, when they point out your qualities, use it as a mirror to see yourself. Listen. Resist the urge to fight the compliment. It's really hard for us to take compliments. Take a breath and say, that is how they're seeing me, to yourself. Say something to yourself that affirms what they're saying. You don't have to see it. You just have to realize other people are seeing it. There's something in me, there's a quality in me that that person has seen, and they are reflecting it back to me with this compliment. And I can either look at the light or I can continue to look into the dark and the shadows and try and find ways to disprove that compliment. My choice, right? So, especially when it's someone you know and trust. Now, I realize that compliments have gotten us into trouble, and so that there's always the feeling that they're lies or they're untruths or they're manipulations. But I'm talking about when it's just a simple little thing coming from someone. They're still hard to hear, right? Listen. Okay. Another tip for gaining confidence. Visualize yourself as you would like to be. We spend so much time in our imaginations, right? We spend so much time in our thinking and in our thoughts and in our beliefs and in our spinning our wheels about the negative. Use some of that time in your day instead to spin your thoughts toward what you want to see yourself as, how you wish to be, the confidence you wish to embody. Visualize yourself having it already. Picture yourself in situations and what it would be and feel like to have that confidence. Sit down a minute and do it on purpose. A few minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. Visualize yourself as you wish to be. Okay, manifest it that way. Okay, affirmations is another tip. Affirmations are pretty helpful, right? I mean, anyone who's tried them. Hello, Saved by Grace. You guys are so quiet today. Why are y'all so quiet? There's Munchie in here. Talk to me, my friends. You're so quiet. All right. We don't have to. All right. Affirmations are useful in this situation. Find ways to affirm your confidence. It can be anything. It can be, I am confident, or it can be something as simple as, I can do this, I got my own back, whatever it is. Affirm to yourself. Again, spending so much time, you're fixated. Oh, good. Okay. I'm like, they're either fixated or they fell asleep. One or the other. Either way is good if we all need sleep. Bedtime stories with Lise. Blah, 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 blah. Everyone goes to sleep. So good. Okay. All right. That just reminded me of something my kid would say. Sorry. Now I'm laughing at. I also had ice cream for lunch, which is probably not the best thing to eat right before coming on here. Okay. Great topic. Excellent information. Okay. You're visualizing future me. Beautiful, Mo Cowboy. All right. Okay. So another tip. I'm just going to go through these. And then when I'm done, I'm done. And if you guys have anything, you can chat with me. And if not, we're over. All right. So next one. We know affirmations. We know how to do those, right? Don't need to say a whole lot about that. Affirm. Write them out. Post them. Put Post-its places. Send yourself texts. That's actually fun. Send yourself a text with affirmations. Send yourself an email, whatever. Send affirmations to yourself in ways that you catch them. Put a note in your lunch with an affirmation. Yeah, okay. Affirmations, like fuel, literally energize you, while put downs drain you. Exactly. It is like fuel. So place them little places, teeny little affirmations. In my car, I have Trader Joe's Valentine stickers stuck on my visor thing. When you pull it down, this one says, "You're my jam." Because I liked it. So, yeah, makes me smile. All right, you guys. Okay. Do something different or something that scares you. Okay, being careful with this one, depending on how triggered one is and how close you are to anxiety in your life. Test your limits, see where you're at with this. But doing something different can put you in a different. If you go on a trip somewhere and say you're by yourself somewhere new, it can be both scary and exhilarating. It can be you're in a different state. You're in a different state. Oh! We're just gonna have to deal with it today. You can be in a different space inside your head, right? You're in a different. You are somewhere where you're experiencing yourself differently. That's what I'm trying to say. So when you do something that scares you, something that is pushing you just a little bit up against what scares you, you don't have to like, did they kill it? No, they barked at it. I have people in the house, Smoke Cowboy, and they're walking around in big boots and they're making noise. So, okay. Start using the opposite hand as something different. Sure, because it will challenge you and you can gain confidence and laugh at you. I think humor is part of it too. Finding ways to take this. Hey, Ruby, thanks, hun. Come here. I know they're here. There's people. Come here and say hi. Come here and say hi. Come say hi. Come here. Come. Oh, there she is. There's Oswald. Okay, there. Okay. All right. So, doing something. Okay. Not gonna work. Okay. All right. Doing something different and something that scares you because when you put yourself up against something that is a little bit fearful, something like knowing that there's going to be a bunch of people here and all the barking is going to happen and it's a little intimidating to sit here and try and talk and keep my train of thought. Can I actually do this? Can I manage it? And when I'm done, I'm just going to laugh at the mistakes because whatever, I make them every day. I'm used to it. That part doesn't scare me. But doing this under a little bit of pressure and with time constraints is a little bit, it's pushing me up against my comfort zone. That's what I'm talking about. When I'm pushed up against my comfort zone and I get through it to the end, I gain confidence from the experience. Even if there's some failures that happen like that. I was going to keep her right next to me and it'll all be good. Okay. So they woke you up. Sorry. Okay. Maybe she'll be quiet. If affirmations don't energize you, random dog barking. Sorry, guys. All right. It's not usually this loud, but you see, getting through this live stream is going to be a little bit either of a confidence booster, or if I let it with my negative self-talk, which is in there, it could totally go the opposite direction. So when you are ready and you do something that is pushing you up against your comfort zone, remember that more important than anything is limiting and stopping the negative self-talk and making sure that you are being fair and kind and humorous and curious with yourself rather than criticizing and judgmental. All right. Living metaphor. Yes. All right. Okay. So, that comes to the next one, and that is restate the inner critic. So you can have an experience that's kind of, okay, it's a little stressful and I'm going to totally fail at this. And then my confidence can go really down because then I can go, well, why did you even do that? You should have done this. You should have done that. What's the point of that? How do I learn from that? How do we turn situations that could be confident draining into something that is confidence boosting? And I think one major way is by restating the inner critic. Listening to that inner critic, laughter and chaos is the best because it's all you can do sometimes is stare and laugh, right? All right. But restating the inner critic can help you even more. Well, maybe not more than the laughter. Laughter is pretty good, but it trains your brain to handle the situation differently. And the whole point of a lot of this reprogramming after toxic abuse is that we have to, come here, Ruby. I know I'm holding your collar and you don't like it, but then you don't bark. You just stay with me. She's happy. Okay. Training ourselves and reprogramming all of the horrible things that they've put in our heads to believe about ourselves. If you're doing it in action, there you go. And then it trains you to do it in action. Does that make sense? If you do it after the fact, it's still good. But if you can do it while, like right now, I'm getting a little uncomfortable and I start thinking negative thoughts, actually, honestly, I don't have time to think. I just have to think about what I'm talking about. But if I were to do that and stare off into space and start thinking negative thoughts about myself, if I could flip it around in the moment, it would teach me that when I'm in situations that are stressful, I do not need to go down that path. I can go down a more positive path and I can come out and I'm a little bit more confident and trusting myself in situations. If I can trust myself to not beat myself up in a situation, then I can trust myself in other situations in life. All right. All right. Saved by Grace says, I believe most people need just as much, if not more, exposure to the positive as they had to toxic exposure. I believe that too. And we have to do it for ourselves. You can have the most positive influences around you and completely not experience the full effect of them because you're so lost in the negativity of your own head. So that's why I'm constantly every day I'll say it now. Go seek joy, you guys. I say it every day, don't I? Every single stream. Go seek a little bit of joy. And I am not one that does not see the shadows in life. Okay. I see the dark stuff around us and I see the toxic people and the struggles. Believe me, life is not easy. And I'm not just sitting here with all my privilege and all my whatnot telling you that life is great, life is easy, just do this. No, I understand, okay, how difficult it can be and how sometimes there just isn't anything around a person that feels joyful, so you gotta go look for it. If you go look for it, then you have a piece of your life that isn't in the dark, all right? And that piece can help you shift your attitude about yourself, which is the most important attitude one has is the one has about oneself because it's how we view the whole world. Okay, so next, allow the rejection or failures for a set amount of time. Do a challenge. I'm going to allow for the next month everything that knocks my confidence to happen, and I'm going to see what I can learn from it so that I can grow and change and build myself up. But so maybe a little more of an advanced you've got a handle on some of this and you want to start pushing into how to really build confidence. The rules are no judging yourself. Okay. No negative self-talk. So once you've got the restating of the inner critic thing going, I do this all the time. I just sit and watch the things that I'm not succeeding at and try really hard not to judge them and to be more positive about myself and the situation and see where I can actually make changes. And when you make little changes and you see them shift things in life, sometimes they fail, sometimes they succeed. You learn that the confidence doesn't come from failing and succeeding. It comes from the trying and the doing and the living. All right. Okay. Set up things that you know you are good at so that you can succeed. And this is kind of what Saving Grace was saying, I think, having more positive than negative. Make sure that you set up things in your life that are that are there to help you see your strengths, to build your confidence. If you had a little child and they were really clumsy and they had fine motor skill stuff, you wouldn't give them the hardest tasks with the teeniest, tiniest toys. You give them big chunky blocks and you give them play equipment they can fall off of safely so they can learn to get their balance. So you set them up to struggle and you set them up to succeed at the same time. You don't give them everything super easy because then there's no challenge. I think we like the challenge, but we like to be able to master things and to succeed at things in order to gain confidence. So set up your life in that way. Like find little things that you can, I don't know, everyone's going to be different there. Little things, whatever it is, to succeed at. Make sure some of them are super succeeding things so you feel good and others have a challenge to them. Puzzling. Okay, big one. Big one's next. Make sure you are working on your boundaries in your life. If you are a person that does not have boundaries with other people, how are you going to have confidence? And when you feel like you're always yielding to everybody else, set up some boundaries. When you stick to boundaries, it can help you build confidence. It can make you feel uncomfortable and awkward and like you're actually upsetting other people at first, but after a while, it builds confidence. So boundaries are important. Okay. Shifting your perspective of what good and bad is. This is an interesting one, and I wish I could remember the story. It's in the documentary about Bill Murray. I'm going to get it all wrong, but it's a little tale someone tells about a story he told about um, a farmer. It's like basically, I'm gonna look it up. Okay, I'm gonna tell you another day what the story is, and if anyone knows it, let me know. But basically, something bad can happen. That bad thing happening can set off a chain of events that actually creates a good effect. We don't know when we judge something as good and bad. We don't know the outcome. We don't know the big picture. So maybe, um, oh, I'm gonna have to look up that story. I wish I had done that. I meant to, and I forgot. Sorry, but I'll come back to it and say it another day because it's a great little what do they call those, fable. It's a great fable that is told, and it's about realizing that good and bad is not, unless you're talking about morality toward being kind and doing the right thing toward others and oneself, that good and bad, we judge ourselves. Good can come from bad, bad can come from good. Something really amazing can have horrible effect on things around you. Something really great, bad can actually have beauty and growth and change in it that creates something really good, that creates something really positive. So, but we judge good and bad, like we have a failure or we have a, like say we make a new friend somewhere and they turn out to be toxic, and like within a week we're going, that's bad. That's bad because I didn't see it. I should have seen it. We start judging ourselves. The situation itself isn't positive, so you get out of it. What we're not seeing is we had the confidence and the thoughts and the ability to see the red flags enough to not go so far into that relationship that we're trauma bonded, right? That's that would be a positive. And so we don't know. We judge things though so quickly, and we will judge toward the negative most likely because our self confidence is low. Our self esteem is low after narcissistic abuse. So of course, we're going to self judge negatively. Learn to see that good and bad don't really matter half the time when we are talking about our own experience of ourself in life, unless it's a moral issue or something where it's hurting someone else or yourself, right? Okay, so instead of that, try seeing things as a journey, and that you're just on this path moving along, and you're doing the best to be the best person you can, right? Okay, next one, stop comparing yourself. Stop comparing your situation. Stop comparing yourself. It's hard to build confidence when you're comparing yourself to other people. It really, really is. That's part of how we got here in the first place, is because we were compared to other people, or we were being um, held up alongside other people to say which is better, because that's what a narcissist does, right? And so stop comparing yourself. It isn't useful, and it isn't going to help you have a competitive edge or have the drive to feel better when you're so far down from narcissistic abuse. Comparison is, yeah, it's just not useful in this situation. It's not going to help you build the confidence. Stop comparing. You guys are so quiet still. It's funny. I'm not used to it. I'm used to reading back and forth, and I'm just like blasting through all these because no one's talking to me. Okay. Another tip for building confidence is to take care of your body. Take care of your health, your physical health, as best you can. A lot of people have issues where it's very difficult to take care of their health, but there's always ways to help improve your own health, right? As best as you can. Taking care of your body, yeah, I already read that. Sorry. Taking care of your body um, can mean meditation. It can mean relaxation. I'm not talking about get fit and firm. I'm talking about eating healthy for you, whatever works for your body. Those things build confidence because what you're doing is caretaking the vessel that you live in, right? The body. You're doing something for the health and well-being, not only of your mental health and your emotional health, but for the physical health of yourself, which is, if you would pay attention to the good that you're doing in life, would be something you could notice, right? And could help you build confidence, not only because you feel better physically when you take care of your body, but because you are actively doing something to help your life. All right. And you could say the same for your emotional health, your mental health, and your spiritual health. But your body is important. It's carrying you around. So, and a lot of us are pretty beat up in our bodies from, or a pretty have issues from the abuse, right? So, okay, um, having compassion for yourself as you would for others. This is a practice of patience and compassion and finding confidence. If you are compassionate with yourself, there's another thing you can see that you did for yourself that you would do for anyone that helps you find the confidence. So basically, the things you're doing, you're putting into, the confidence jar, and it starts to fill. Now, it doesn't all come at once. Okay. So when you have doubt, I like this one, and I don't know how I'm going to talk about it. When you have doubt, we all have doubts. We have doubts about what like say you're having difficulty making decisions because you lack confidence, or you don't trust yourself in situations because you lack confidence and you have doubt. Try to see the doubt as a question rather than the answer. We see doubt right now as, well, I don't know what to do, or I can't trust myself, or we see it as the answer, as the end. But let's try to see the doubt as a question. Why do I have this doubt? What is going on around this feeling? What can I learn from it? Do I make a pros and cons? Let's like see it as a see it as a way to question yourself rather than a way to place judgment on yourself. And by question yourself, I don't mean question your decision. I mean make a decision, let it be good, right or wrong. We don't know. Let the decision happen and question it along the way, which comes to my very last thing, and I'll tie these two together with curiosity. If you have some curiosity about your life and you have some curiosity about the journey that you're on, either decision, unless something's like really obviously just not the right decision for your life, but most of the time when we find ourselves in the state of self-doubt with decision making or trusting yourself in a situation, it's not like life or death, and it's more like we don't know which way's the right path. We don't know which choice is the right choice, and it's either one could lead to the right choice. So sometimes you make the decision and you can sit there forever not making the decision because you're so wrapped up in it having to be the right one. If you go toward it with curiosity, well, I'm going to make this choice and we're going to see what happens, knowing that at any moment you're allowed to steer off onto a different path. You do not have to stay on that trajectory most of the time. Most of the time you can say, you know what, that's not working for me, and switch to the other one. Or, it just depends on the situation. But if you're curious about it rather than critical about it, it the attitude changes the entire experience. And it helps you build confidence because if you're curious, you're not judging. You're actually curious. What's going to happen? I don't know. I might totally fail. And I laugh because that's literally how I think. I don't know. I may bomb. Okay, that's all right. If I do, then I do. And then what did I learn? And then I learned maybe I don't want to talk about this topic and I'll do something else or whatever. It's okay. Or maybe I should. Maybe I should do it again and try it better next time, or try it differently next time so that it comes out where I'm saying what I wanted to say, right? Depends on what's happening. Okay. Okay. But what do we do with our people's expectations of us? Let them have them. Okay. That depends on what you're talking about. If it's a boss, then you learn the boundaries and the parameters of that job, and you learn what the expectations are. You do your best to meet them according to the job requirements. Obviously, you're not going to walk in to do a job you're not qualified for and expect to meet the expectations. If you know you are qualified for it and you're meeting the expectations, and that person still isn't satisfied, perhaps it's the wrong fit for a job, or perhaps there's some conflict in communication between it. It depends on the situation. If you're talking about friends' expectations of you, why do we even have those? Why do we have people should expect you to be exactly who you are? That's the only expectation I have of a friend. I expect them to be who they are, and if they're not, then I start questioning who are they really, and that's when I start seeing red flags in the other person. But otherwise, the only expectation I have is people to. If I know someone is always late, I don't expect them to be on time. I expect them to be who they are. And if they're late, they're late, right? You just tell that person to arrive 10 minutes earlier. Tell them we're meeting at 5 when you're really meeting at 5:30, right? I'm just kidding. But well, actually, you can't live your life based on what other people want from you. That becomes a codependent existence rather than an independent or um, co-creative experience with other people. So, any other questions or anything else? That's all I got you guys today. That's it. You guys are quiet. It's quiet day. And yeah, we'll be short, but that's what I have for finding confidence. Those were lots of tips. So hopefully some of them will help some of you guys. Um, I learned you can't please everyone and never justify your motives if someone misjudges you. Exactly. You can't, you honestly, you're not here put on this planet to please people. I don't know why we're here, but that's not it. We're not here to spend our lives in the hamster wheel of people pleasing. It doesn't serve you or them. They need to find their own validation for their own lives, right? And be responsible for their own emotions. Okay. To overcome Now it's going to ring. Oh, my phone's going to ring. To overcome the desire to manipulate by telling them the wrong time. My inner codependent still wants to do that. Yeah, I was kind of kidding, but kind of depends. Depends on how urgent it is they arrive on time. Usually I would tell someone, I'm going to totally tell you the wrong time. but um, but yes. Right. Right. I discover one of those this week. Caught myself thinking I'm dependent when really I'm not, and I never was. Say more. What do you mean? Give a thumbs up. This was a great live stream, says Jeep and Gypsy. Jeep and Gypsy says, if you haven't already done it, give us a thumbs up today because it's a good live stream. And if they say so, that's what we're going to do. Thank you. Okay. I know you're not kidding. I get it. Telling your inner codependent wants to do that. Of course. Of course. But confidence. What are we talking about here? Self-confidence. Anything else, you guys? Do you have anything you need for today? Any questions? Any ideas for live streams for next week? Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, you guys, and I know a lot of people will be struggling and will be going through stuff. So I'll try to make a positive, uplifting live stream tomorrow, at least a short one. Okay, and take care of each other. Sounds good. All right, and ourselves. The spouse always tried to make me seem like I'm dependent when really I have been responsible for all. Exactly. And you know what's interesting, Crystal, is that can be how can I word this? That strength of dependence, of independence, of responsibility for all is within a toxic relationship is protection and safety, right? Within healthy relationships, it can be a thing that doesn't let people in. So it's something to look at later when you're ready. Maybe it was for me to see that. I realized that the other day too, that, oh my gosh, my whole life, I thought I was incapable and not able to take care of myself. And then I realized I've been the only one that's done it. And now to let people in is a totally different situation, a totally different experience. Okay. Robin is saying, hi, Robin. I think I'm pretty good at finding joy and positivity and where and when I can on most days. However, there are still days I feel so overwhelmed and overcome with all of this. It can take over the day. I think that's normal, Robin. And I think some of that is lost my train of thought. Should not eat ice cream for lunch, you guys. Healthy food. When I say take care of your body, Yeah, okay. Some of that is the overwhelming overcome is normal for every human being to have days where you're in a funk, right? And you just can't get it together. You don't have any motivation. You don't have any drive. You can't find anything good. You're having a crappy day. Totally normal for I think every human being out there. But when you've had abuse and you have CPTSD, or something related to trauma, it can be super overwhelming. And so there's not a whole lot of room to have those days and not have it completely affect you. So I think there might be something in this finding confidence and finding yourself and trusting yourself again that I missed. I missed it a lot, of course, because you could probably talk about this for hours and hours, but um, might be something about permission, giving yourself permission to have those days. Giving yourself actually, that's a good one for finding confidence. Giving yourself permission to fail, giving yourself I kind of started with it, but more so about allowing those days to happen and not judging when they happen. Set up tomorrow. So then you could take that perhaps, Robin, and have a day like this is just one of those days. I'm not able to pull it together and I can't see anything positive. So I'm going to allow what I feel and I'll allow this day to be what this day is. But then you could go to one of the other tips, which is set yourself up for success and try and maybe do an affirmation list before or a gratitude list before bed that includes 3 things you love about yourself and do it before bed. So you read it first thing in the morning to start tomorrow on a different foot. Because right there, you got the one piece of positive when you first wake up. Or maybe just if you don't have energy for that, write out one affirmation and put it right by your bed so that you see that first thing. And then tomorrow you cannot say was a terrible day because you started with one positive thing. And then minimally there's that. All right. Or whatever, finding maybe bigger ways, little ways, whatever to set up the success. Grace is my word for the year. So maybe just the word grace with a big heart around it is all you need to make you smile when you wake up in the morning. And you had that one smile, which means that day wasn't a total waste of negativity, right? And allowing that some days just suck. They're just terrible. And that's the way it is, I think, for all people, but we forget that or we can't, it seems more extreme and it is more extreme because of the trauma. All right. Okay, I was just was forced into being responsible for all, but he tries to claim I'm dependent on him because he tries to make it seem that I am dependent and tells others that I am. I'd caught myself thinking I am when I have never been dependent and actually forced into taking responsibility and blame. Well, that makes sense. I mean, that's what I was talking about in the beginning, how they take your strengths and they twist them around to make them look like weaknesses, and then you have no confidence because you believe you are the weakness versus remembering that you're strong, right? They twist it all around. Okay. Um, what did I miss here? Happy Valentine's Day Eve to you as well. For believers, affirm what God says about you. Okay, I'm gonna skip that because it's too political, or not political, but it's not for everyone. But I'll leave the comment. Anything else, you guys, that you would like to talk about today before I head out of here? Anything that you need? Any topics for next week? Anything at all? Otherwise, I think I'm done here for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at some point. Probably late like this. I'll probably be late again tomorrow because I have a busy morning. So probably late afternoon, early evening, depending where you are. I will see you tomorrow, and we will do something light and happy, even if it's short short and sweet. How about that? In-home stalking topic. I can think on it. That's a difficult one for me to think about how to talk for an hour on. I would need questions, direct questions, which you are welcome to email me, coachlisec@gmail.com, CoachLisec, all one word, obviously, at gmail.com. If you want to email, or you can leave it in comments of any video if you have a bunch of questions, and I will try and answer them live if I can. Yeah. Friendly reminder to myself, ice cream in moderation is good for me. Half gallon is not a serving. I only had a little cup. That's kind of all I ate. I really am gonna go eat something. And yeah, okay. So I think we're good, right? You're welcome. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm reading the. Okay. All right. What do I end with? What do I end with, you guys? That's it. That's it. If you, oh, Ruby's got the end. Wow, let's wake up. I cannot even tell you how funny, like when you do a video, right? And then at the end, when you go to edit it or whatever, you throw it into the studio part of this, it gives you a little strip of photos that are like thumbnail options that you can choose from. I cannot even tell you how funny. I should take pictures of them every day and just show you how funny they are. I make the funniest faces, you guys. Usually they're me laughing or like making they're so good. I really should just use them, but I can't figure out how to like get them off and I can't figure it all out, so I don't. But they're pretty funny. Anyway, so okay, woof woof to all. Yes, good ending. She's just telling me that people are entering the house again. Okay, if you want texting notification, text me 33222. Put the word Lise Live, LISE LIVE. Hit send. I will text you 10 minutes before I go live. I go live 3 to 4 times a week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Do not go on Wednesdays most often, or very rarely. And that's that. If you would need help with anything, check out the info in the main description of every video. If you need coaching help or you would be interested in group coaching, I'd like to talk more about the groups soon as well. So we'll do that another day. But if you would like to join any of those, info's in the main description of any video, and I'm available. There we go. That's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You take care. Bye bye.